Hi again YouTube, so this is going to be my 2-month marker on my blockers and estrogen or meds, and I'm doing this video without any makeup on or any female clothing for a reason, well a couple of reasons. One is that I'm hungover, two is that I had to work on my car and I don't want to get any of my female clothing filthy, but most importantly is to give you a real comparison of how much or little, however you want to see it, has changed, which I don't think can be done with my face caked in makeup. Every time I watch a transition video on a timeline once, it goes from 3 or 4 pictures of them as a starting physical gender, if I put it that way, and then every other picture of them when they change, they're wearing full makeup, and you can't really get a sense of comparison. So this is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. It's horrifying, I know. But there are some changes that are starting to happen. At this point, I'm 2.5 months on testosterone blockers and around about 2 months on estrogen replacement. I will eventually be doing a video on exactly what I'm taking and how to regulate it, and what you can do with meds, a video on meds. But I'll leave that for now. So I'm just going to show you a quick picture of what I look like as a male about a year, well, just over a year ago. I think it was my birthday 2013, which I know is a little way off, but I pretty much don't have any other male pictures since then, and not a lot had changed at that point until relatively recently when I started taking meds. So here's that picture. So as you can see, there's not a huge amount of physical change in my face. Obviously the hair is longer, but that's a given. And my face is starting to fill out around sort of cheeks and chin and that. It's only just started, I've noticed. And that will eventually help to get rid of this wonderful chin of mine. But now it's a comparison to the way I look now, and as to that photo, here's a picture of me from last night in full makeup, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And that can also show you the difference that simply a bit of makeup can do to, a relatively still male face. Sorry. So as you can see, there is a little bit of difference the makeup makes to my face, and if you then compare those two pictures, it looks like there's been a huge difference. Well, maybe not huge, but there's a big difference between the two. And that's why I didn't want to do this video in full makeup. Just, I want to give a, more honest view of the outward changes. At this point in my transition, if I'm even going to call it that, there have been some internal changes that have started to happen I have noticed, and these are the important ones that at this stage. When I say internal, I just mean, below the face. Yes, there has been some slight breast growth. Yes, they are as sensitive as hell. If you are about to start taking meds, or if you're on them, you'll know this flat out, but simply accidentally brushing your chest, even on clothing or anything, it will just instantly turn you on. It's kind of strange, but you will feel it. They are very, very tender, they're very sore a lot of the time because they're growing through. And if you didn't already know this, do not be alarmed, because I was quite alarmed at first, but they do grow at different rates. They grow unevenly. For about the first month or so, when one started to get a bit of bulk to it, I was kind of worried I'd just be, you know, have one boob and have to fake the other one. Apparently that's not going to happen, luckily, I guess. But yeah, they do grow at different rates, but don't worry, they do even out, and they will be different sizes, but that's natural and normal. So I've been told. Internally, mentally, emotionally, there have been some changes. I'm not having the same sense of dysphoria that I had before. I'm not having any self-confidence issues, or I'm not looking in the mirror. Maybe sometimes when I'm not wearing makeup and I look in the mirror, I still feel a little down. But in general, I'm not looking into the mirror and seeing a male side of me. I'm not getting upset or angry, which was pretty much my main big problem before I started taking meds. I'm not getting. I have had 1 or 2 lows that have been caused by the hormonal imbalance. That does happen, particularly when you change your dosage amounts, when you increase them any points. You can just have entire days, or even just a couple hours or minutes or whatever, of just complete low. The thing about this is that you can't really tell what caused it. Once or twice there's been something that has triggered a heavy emotional response for no reason. The best one being I think I was watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Something happened in the episode and I just burst out crying. Now, I've never cried at an episode of My Little Pony before, but something just triggered it, and it has happened once or twice watching rom-coms with my partner, so it does happen that way, but you can just have random low moments, and for me I find them kind of funny because I get really low and then afterwards I sort of look back and I'm like, I felt like crap all day, I was low, I felt awful all day and nothing caused that, and that's just kind of funny to me. My lows are usually followed by me bursting out laughing at how stupid it was. I'm sure that's probably a clear sign of insanity, but whatever. So that's the main emotional change. That does stabilize as well. That's not a constant thing. You're not always super emotional, and you do just get days where you will have mood swings. Mine aren't too heavy compared to a lot of people, and mine tend to just be lows and highs. So it's not too bad. It's something you can cope with. Well, I can certainly cope with at the moment. This next bit is going to mention some bits below the belt, so if you're not comfortable hearing about anything to do with sexuality, I'm not going to be going crazy in depth, but if you don't want to hear about that, then thanks for watching this far. But I turn it off now. So, going below the belt a little bit, yes, there has been changes. No more random erections, morning wood, which, yes, that does make a difference in the morning. I just want to warn you, if you are a male to female, that is a huge difference not getting morning wood, and you will notice it very quickly. I haven't lost the ability to get an erection or orgasm or anything like that, but it feels very different. It's almost like there's no feeling, no sense of pleasure, which, yes, that is something that's supposed to happen because of the lack of testosterone and the change in the hormones. So do bear that in mind. That does change, and eventually I will lose the ability to, which I'm not too worried about. But yeah, that definitely does change, and that happens quite quickly, even on slightly lower dosages. So, a lot of people say, oh, you can still do everything and everything is perfectly normal down, normal down there for about the first 4 to 6 months, I've been told by a few people. I think within almost 2.5 to 3 weeks of taking the testosterone blockers, you notice changes down there very quickly. In fact, I think changes down there happen faster than even the breast growth. So be warned that does happen very quickly, and be ready for that. I don't really think I should mention any more about down there because I don't think there is anything yet. But yeah, so those are just my changes over the last 2 months roughly. And again, it seems like there should be a lot more to report, but it's only 2 months into taking, hormone replacement medication. It's something that takes a very long time. So, this is the starting line almost. This is almost just like, very first step over the line. I will probably be updating maybe at 6 months-ish. And as far as medical stats go, I should have mentioned this earlier. I've not had any heavy weight gain. It's roughly the same, but I do have very high metabolism anyway. And something else you're supposed to monitor is, of course, your heart rate, which hasn't changed in me either. So even changes like the weight gain or the moving of the fat around the body isn't happening instantly. That does take quite a while to happen. So bear that in mind too. I am not getting a booty and a hips yet. That will take a while. But so thanks for watching this far. As always, I'll be leaving my email in the link below if you ever need support or help or any information. Do not be afraid of contacting me. I'm always here for anyone else in the community. Even if you're straight, cisgendered, and you've never met a trans person and you just want to know a little bit more about us or anything, to be honest, shoot me an email. Thanks for watching the video. I don't mind if you like or subscribe or even comment or anything. You watched, and I'm happy with that. So, I guess I'll see you around for my next update or vlog or rant, as it may well be. Cheers.